Now, back to Coastal Living on KZTV.
I am paying attention. I'm wondering what's in this lunchbox.
Welcome back, guys. We're making some back-to-school lunches for your little kiddos or even your grandkids. So make sure you're taking notes because we obviously have a lot going on here, and we have Kris Busk, who is our chef extraordinaire,
Yes, he
to
does.
give us some cool creative ideas.
And he has several very fancy restaurants. No, they're very good restaurants, easy to use around town. So he knows his business here.
He knows what he's doing. So tell us, we got a big spread today. What are we going to cover?
Yeah, we have a lot of things. Well, I'll just start first off, I'll tell you, I don't have any kids, but my wife's a teacher, so that gives me all the credit I need. So I go in and work with the kids sometimes. So I'm gonna go through a couple things that I think are like super important. Number one, starting with a lunchbox, right? I really like this one because it comes with like an ice pack. You can keep your kids' lunch cold. Nobody likes a warm bologna sandwich. You know what I mean? So we have that kind of stuff. But my second favorite thing is the little inserts that go into this thing.
These are so cool.
This is awesome because you know how every kid does. They go to school, they set it in the seat, your friend sits on it, you smash your whole lunch and everything else. So a little bit of structure, right? So, excuse me. Yeah, so we got some of these things, but I just kind of wanted to talk today about just making like some healthy swaps. Like normally when we're packing kids' lunches, it's last minute. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, in
so
panic.
You're tossing, in
panic.
So you're tossing in chips, you're tossing in Takis, you're
Cookies.
doing, you know what I mean, the little Lucas candy, you give them a Gatorade, you do whatever. So we're carbing up our kids, we're sugaring up our kids, and there's not like sustainable protein. So they eat lunch and then they crash out, and then we're stuck with that. So what I wanted to talk about is swapping out some of those ingredients, maybe making some healthy choices. So my favorite thing are these little containers.
I love those. I use
these
those
guys,
for my lunch.
they're great. So we can pack little things like a little thing of trail mix, right? So they get some healthy fats, they get some sugar in there. That feels great. Fresh fruit is awesome to pack in these little things. We've got things like dill pickles if people want to take those and snack on those. Yeah, it's low calorie, it's great. And then, you know, yogurt's always awesome, but you have to be careful with yogurt because they hide like grams upon grams of sugar in there. So they have this 2 grams of sugar, which is great. It's a great little one. And then, you know, for little things instead of chips, they have these little dehydrated fruit, right?
And those are tasty.
It's tasty. It's 45 calories, and it counts as a cup of 1 serving of fruits.
And I'm not calling anybody out, but you know, you go through a specific aisle, they have all the snacks for the kids, and none of these are there.
No.
You got to get creative.
How do you find them?
Well, you gotta know what you're looking for, and then we gotta walk down the right aisle. So. You know, a lot of times these are not with the regular fruit snacks. It's with the, you know, the craisins and raisins and things of that nature that they stick down like the baking aisle or whatever.
But we can find all of this at our local grocery
Everything's
store.
here at the local grocery store, absolutely.
And what's neat about these Sistema things is that you can they mix and match, so you can really fit a ton of stuff. I do this with my son, and I'm like, you have so many activities in your lunchbox today.
I'm worried
so
that
much.
they won't come back.
In there.
What if they get lost?
I mean, it depends on the kid.
Well,
but yeah, usually you end up back with them. A lot of stuff to wash, but you're also being eco-friendly, which is, I also like these. This is neat.
This is really cool because they do a fork and a spoon, but also for the adventurous eater, which I'm sure some of you have, they'll put together chopsticks and waste half an hour trying to eat lunch.
My son always does that.
The chopsticks are great. If you want to take an extra long time eating your lunch, assemble those. Those would be great.
So you mentioned replacing protein, carbohydrates with proteins.
Well,
other than cheese and processed meats. What else?
Like hummus, you know, for example, you can pack a little thing like this, right? So it's great tasting, you can flavor it tons of different ways, but we can dip like vegetables and things in it. I made a little container right here that's got like a bunch of different vegetables in there. This one has ranch in there, but you could swap it out and we could do it with hummus if people wanted things like that. And I also snuck it into, this is great, but we made a little wrap this morning for the kids. But this is like a little vegetable wrap, right? It's veggies, but we put the hummus in there. And so that adds a little bit of protein to the vegetables to give them something different, but it's a great little wrap for kids to take.
And that's pita bread, not a tortilla.
It's a big tortilla.
It is?
Yeah.
Oh,
you can still have
but that's
carbs.
flour.
You can still, I mean, they're kids, so they don't have to watch out for their hip size or anything. It's
no, they're doing good.
Yeah, I think they can have carbs. It's just in moderation. And he's talking about the bad carbs like chips and French fries. And
Well, yeah, you know, I don't know how many parents bring, like, they forget the school lunches and then they deliver Whataburger to the kids, and you're like, well, there you go.
Totally, Mom,
Yeah,
So-
my lunch fell.
Do you think that the average mom knows that, you know, like a big cereal for breakfast, the kids go up like this and then just collapse through the energy?
You know what? I really wouldn't suspect most of America knows how much sugar is in the food down every single aisle. It's in
Everything,
milk.
even your healthy cereal that has protein. It's like protein, fiber, blah blah blah. It also has 30 grams of sugar in each serving.
It's crazy.
I'm so crazy with my son. I make sure I'm like, you have to have turkey bacon before you have your sugar cereal. I just gotta get it because you don't want to send them all hopped up to school, and then like you said, they end up
crash.
crashing.
Yeah.
It's totally
So there's these
true.
neat little.
This is great. I used to
butters?
love like celery and peanut butter, right?
Yeah,
So you can
I
like
still
pack
do.
the things separate, and then they make these great little things to go, right?
Yeah,
It's like
so-
2 ounces of peanut butter you can dip in there and do your stuff, and everything's set.
So let's
It's
pack the
super
perfect
easy.
lunch.
Okay,
What
celery.
are we gonna feed our kids today? We gonna do the sandwich?
So for me in this one, I just packed together that veggie wrap, right? So
Okay.
we got
Veggie
these
wrap.
veggies in there, and so it's got hummus for protein, and then we also add the celery. We got the peanut butter that gives them a little bit of protein, and then
Utensils,
we
in
got
case
the
they drop some
utensils,
sprouts.
and then you know having kids pick fruit, like it's the peak of summer for crying out loud. Let's eat some fresh fruit.
I'm the mom
it's
that's like
delicious,
this.
right?
Try. I'm like, you
Try to
got
eat
it.
all
There's so many things in your lunch today, sweetie.
Right.
And we've got peanut butter and jelly. You can't go wrong with that.
Right,
And then some
and
of
this
these.
is kind of fun. So like I'm diabetic, so I have to watch stuff, right? So this is a great swap. So instead of drinking all the sugar, these are the sugar-free little Kool-Aid things. And I forgot
it
my
has
little
vitamin
water
C.
bottle, but you can dump this right into the water bottle. You shake it up, and you got a little Kool-Aid or whatever. You don't have to feel guilty for drinking the, 25 grams of sugar, 40 grams of sugar, whatever comes in like a Coke or something like that.
And sometimes
So-
it's the act of just putting it together. So they get excited that they put the powder in a drink and shake
Well,
it up and make it cool.
And those are great because you can just put them in your pocket and they can take them.
Nice.
So.
Well, thank you so much for all the tips and tricks you shared with us today. We hope you learned
problem.
something at home, and you've got to try some of these. Make sure you send us pictures of your new creative lunches. Thank you so much
You
for
got it.
stopping
Thank
by.
you.
High
Can I have the
five.
grapes? Can I
Go
have the
for
grapes?
Don't leave me
Eat
hanging.
'em.
Don't leave me hanging. Boom. Okay, we're gonna eat this. We'll see y'all in a minute.
I love grapes.
Ooh, cherries.
You're watching Coastal Living on KZTV, the only lifestyle show made in the Coastal Bend for the Coastal Bend.
Don't go anywhere.
We'll be right back.